Rocco, there was a couple things working against you guys tonight from the challenge that you guys lost then on the stolen base, but the big one being bases loaded, no outs, and coming up empty-handed. How tough was that?
Yeah, it was a game where you're right. There were probably 4 to 5 moments in the game where, I don't know, it felt like, we don't make excuses, but it felt like no matter really what was going on, there were things that were taking place that some of them are very much in our control, some of them weren't, but we couldn't flip it. You mentioned some of them are very apparent, but some of them were self-inflicted, and there's no one to blame. We can look in the mirror today and say we just needed more from ourselves, and that's really everywhere you look. I think you could look at, we're walking some guys in some situations and the other team's taking advantage. When we walk someone, you look up and they hit a single, they move some guys around and then come up with a big hit. We weren't able to really do the same enough today. Where we have Cease on the ropes and he's not throwing strikes, and we obviously we run into an out, unnecessarily, and he's struggling. He threw a lot of balls in a row, and last thing you want to do is help them. And we have good hitters at the plate. They're coming up. That was a tough one. He might have been safe on the play. The call stood on the replay. We thought he was likely safe, but they couldn't overturn that. Then we thought Willie was safe at second base, and we can't do anything about that. That's the game, though. This is part of the game, and it felt like we needed more. And that big inning was a challenging inning when we get everyone on base and we're all out there, and we go ground ball, and there's a lot of ground balls in that situation where you do score a run, but we didn't get it done. So we got to get it done.
Another night tonight where Louis gives up a home run in the first inning and has to find a way to settle down and get back on track. How would you assess how he did that after the 3-run blast?
Yeah, there's some similarities between this outing and the last outing. I think, you got to go at the leadoff hitter of the game. I know he threw some close pitches, and eventually they hit a homer and we're down 3-0. It's a tough place to start when Cease is on the mound. But he pitched well. He ended up going back out there and competing, I would say, pretty well. He probably wasn't at the top of his game today, but I thought he did a pretty decent job of getting us back in the game and putting up a few zeros and getting us to the middle of the game where we can bring in some of our bullpen. So I thought Louis threw the ball fine today. I think once he started getting to his change-up and I don't know if that's his cutter, what he calls it, but once he started mixing in some of those other pitches and getting a feel for them, I thought he looked good.
This one had the potential to be a nice comeback win, down from 3-0 against Cease. How do you kind of reconcile where you guys ended up with the way you were, took control in the middle there?
Yeah, we had every opportunity, and we feel like we're really in basically every game where we have a chance to win the game. We have several moments where we have those opportunities. We take advantage. We score some runs. We get out of some innings. Feels like the last couple of days we played well probably for the last 10 days. The last 2 days haven't really felt. We haven't had that similar feeling. We haven't had those big moments. We've had a few things here and there, just enough to stay in the game, but not enough to really, take the lead or hold these guys off. So I think there's more in there that we have to give on the execution side of things. But the fact that we're in every game, I mean, we have the right players up, we have the right guys out there on the mound. We just got to go out there and do it, and we will. It's just tough when you have back-to-back nights like that where they're tough losses. You kind of take a minute after the game, regroup, and then go back out there knowing you have an opportunity to win the next day.
Is that like a function the past couple of days of getting away from the offensive approach that you guys have tried to set out for yourself, or is it something else you're seeing?
No, it's kind of. I think yesterday maybe yes, but today no. I think we got to the point in the game where we did make Cease go out there and work really hard, and we were right kind of in the middle of it, of the kind of inning that I think probably takes him out of the game. if he continues to throw the ball the way he was. And it happens. Sometimes you make errors, you make mistakes. You know, this was more of a mental mistake than anything else. It's part of the game. You have to find ways to overcome it. And I'm confident overall, big picture, we're going to overcome things like that more times than not with the group we have. I think it's tough when you have several things that go on in the game that you have control over, and we know we just have to stand up and say we need to do better right here. You know, we have to be more prepared. We have to execute our plan better, and that's part of it. So challenging day to day, definitely. It was a tough one to watch and for our guys to go out there and play in, but. Again, we got a game tomorrow, and we got Pablo on the mound, and hopefully we can end this little 2-game stretch of playing kind of mediocre, and we can do better.
The bases loaded thing has gone on kind of all year, and I think you were last in the league 2 years ago. Is that just a fluke?
I mean, we can say a lot of things are fluky in our game, or we can actually take some ownership of it. We just have to do a better job getting pitches at the plate that we can do something with, and you know, finding the barrel more often. I think that's fair to say. We had really good at bats, and you know, Polo gets a bunt down, and we're sitting out there, and you know, their pitcher tries to make a play and hits the deck, and you know, we got everything going, and you know, we know what happened after that. It wasn't what we're looking for, but I'm not going to sit here and just say it's fluky. I mean, yeah, a lot of small sample size things are like that in our game, but our guys know we need to look for a certain pitch in a certain zone and find the barrel.
Another big home run for Nick Gordon. What do you think they can do for his confidence?
Yeah, Nick's doing a good job. Nick stays ready as well as anyone for his chances, for his opportunities, and there have been times where he's played every day for us. There have been times when he's playing sporadically, but whenever you stick him out there and give him at bats and give him a chance, he's prepared, he's ready, and he's definitely not afraid. He's not going to go up there hesitant or anything like that. So he's done a really nice job, and you know, Nick, we'll have Nick out there and doing some things for us going forward, of course.